You're listening to the Feed Your Wild podcast, a conscious lifestyle show about all things nourishing for your body, mind, and soul. I'm Vanessa Rodriguez, and join me for candid conversations with changemakers, exploring health and wellness, food as medicine, intuition and spirituality, and nature-based practices that will transform your health and feed all parts of your wild self. Hey, welcome to Feed Your Wild. I'm your host, Vanessa Rodriguez, your intuitive nourishment guide. Today, I have another moon musing for you. These are becoming a regular thing, so we'll see how long it lasts and how long my guides continue to guide me into doing these and providing and doing Akashic channeling for these readings. I have another one that I am walking outside, channeling from under the trees and the very hot sun. So once again, until I figure out how to get better audio or a better travel mic on the go, we're going to just have to deal with less than ideal recording audio. And I promise I'm working on it so that when I am doing these outside, they at least sound a little bit better. Nonetheless, I have heard from many of you that you still appreciate them and the messages are coming in. So thank you. Thank you for dealing with that and receiving the messages anyway. We have a really juicy one for this new moon in Leo, and happy Leo season. One of my favorites, and I love so many Leos in my life. My sister's a Leo, and you guys are such an inspiration to me. You know who you are. All my friends, my Leo friends. And I also wanted, before we dive into today's moon musing, and definitely related to the messaging that I'm receiving, I wanted to announce that I am opening back up applications for the Wildly Intuitive Practitioner Pathway. Maybe you haven't heard it before. I opened up pre-sale applications way back in April, May-ish. And I'm now opening doors back up again for applications for those of you who feel called to step into this container. So I just wanted to let you know, and I'm also doing a free private training on how to create a transformative intuitive healing practice you love. And that's going to be on Tuesday, August 9th. So the way to get an invitation for that free private training would be to fill out an application so that we can make sure that we're a good fit, and then we'll send you the invitation with all the details. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the Wildly Intuitive Practitioner Pathway, it's a program that was channeled to me and I was guided to create based off of the work that I've been doing with other practitioners. And it's really to support folks who are here to be of service, to say yes to your calling as an intuitive healing practitioner, incorporate a spiritual and holistic approach to the work that you are doing, whether or not you have an active practice or are practicing as a practitioner, and to build and create, channel in a vision of that transformative intuitive healing practice you love so that you can make deep and divinely guided impact for yourself, for your clients and patients, and of course, the world. The Wildly Intuitive Practitioner Pathway is a 6-month intuitive healing mentorship and practitioner mastermind. So it's for wild-hearted practitioners and healers looking to develop that truly holistic intuitive healing practice and to bridge the spiritual and the mystical with the scientific and the practical in their work. So you'll be initiated into the Akashic Records and receive Akashic Record advanced training. We are covering the foundations of intuition and intuitive healing. You'll discover your intuitive gifts, breakthrough blocks, limiting beliefs and fears, programmings, all that juicy stuff. And to channel in an integrated body of work that really synthesizes your innate gifts, experience, and your wisdom. So of course, we want your unique voice in medicine to be fully expressed in this world. It is needed. It is time. It's way past the time. So that's my mission behind this, is to support the helpers and the healers, because We need so many. We need you. We need all of your gifts, all of you and all of your gifts. So if this feels like it's resonant for you, I invite you to check out the application page. There is more information on the program over there. So if you have questions, they'll probably be answered on that page. And apply by Monday, August 8th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, if you want to join us live for that free private training on how to create a transformative intuitive healing practice you love. You can go to wildlyrooted.com/apply, wildlyrooted.com/apply, and you'll be taken to the application page with more information. And it's just a 2-question application, really quick, and go in and pour your heart out. I'm so excited to meet you. If you have any questions at all, of course, you can reach out to us at support@wildlyrooted.com or find me on Instagram. I'm on Insta. I'm at wildlyrooted. So you can just send me a DM over there. I'm excited to provide this training. It really is something that's coming from my heart, and I'm just so excited about. So make sure you check that out if you feel like this is aligned for you. All right, so with that, let's dive right into our walkie-talkie moon musing out in nature, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, hello. Welcome back to our nature walk, moon musing walkie-talkie out here on the path. And it's Leo season. I'm feeling that heat and that fire. I know many of you are also. And I just have to say, I have to take a moment and acknowledge the real fires that are going on. A lot of the fires, I know some folks in Southern Cali that are navigating with that, and Northern Cali, and I know other parts of the world, but those folks that I know personally, it's so freaking intense and really sad. People losing their homes. And we have a history of that here in Southern Oregon as well. And so praying for everybody who's been touched in all ways by these intense fires and this heat. So I'm just sending prayers out and love to all of you, and want to acknowledge that before we dive in. So we got this new moon in Leo, this beautiful new moon. My guides, once again, I'm like, seriously, in this heat? Me to do what? Go out there? They're like, yeah, but I remembered I really like the heat. It's okay. So here I am again doing this moon musing. So July 28th, 2022, this new moon, it's 5 degrees of Leo, passionate Leo. And I feel like this is the moon we've been waiting for. This is the moon we've been waiting for. It's probably one of the sweetest ones. It's just so much love in this one, symbolizing this heartfelt expression, self-expression, carrying this frequency of joy and juiciness and abundance and creativity. So this new moon is here for us. And I think that we can really utilize this energy, and not just for self-reflection, but for self-expression, getting out there in our own ways, whatever that may look like, and really capturing and tapping into this confidence, this inner confidence, this creativity, this expansion and growth, and to give ourselves time to pause and really consider what that might be and look like for us, right? And the directions that our lives are going in. So take a moment, if you haven't already, and I want you to really reflect on your path, your life path. What direction are you moving in? What is the flow of your life? And are you okay with that direction? Where are you going? Do you even know? A lot of times we may not see what's ahead of us on the path. We may not even see the next few steps ahead of us. And that's okay, because we actually don't need to. Everything we need to know about our path is found in the heart. And Leo is our guide into the heart, is the fiery, heartfelt lioness energy that can root us back to our home, our heart home, so to speak. So I want you to take this auspicious time of heart connection and to do these really deep and honest reflections about your life. So of course, new moons represent the start of a new cycle, a new phase. It's bringing this fresh energy. And I've mentioned this before, but new moons, the energy is usually most active and potent right after they peak. So you will feel this week and the following days and really tap into the gifts that are available to you and to us as a collective with this moon. Leo is connected, as I had mentioned, to the heart and heart energy. When we look at just the mode, for example, Leo is fixed. It's a fixed sign. The guardian planet is the sun, of course. So that big sun, fiery energy and shining like your sun, your inner sun. And when we look at the gifts of Leo, I mentioned confidence and creativity. We also have willpower here, willpower to follow through on this and the ability to speak what's in your heart, that confidence and charisma, and also this compassion, this generosity that is contagious and innate for Leo. Strengthening of these attributes and the heart and the vitality, this inherent vitality, is key with Leo as well. So when we look at an imbalance or weakness connected to Leo, we can see that there might be too much fire, right? We can have too much fire and burn up or burn out. So we want to make sure that we're tending to our inner fire and our heart fire and have an avenue for that heart fire and passion to be expressed, because otherwise you can literally burn yourself out, or it can go in the opposite direction and burn out, like just simmer and the fire go out, and we don't want that either. So it's navigating and learning to tend to the fire of your heart. It's also about sharing and creating supportive space with others and for others, and being a heart-led leader in your own life, definitely, but also in your family, in your community. What would that look like for you if you stepped into that heart-led leadership role? So in connection with the heart, we see some remedies, like herbal remedies that have an affinity for the heart, such as St. John's wort or St. Joan's wort, whichever way you want to, whichever feels more resonant for you. Hypericum. We also have the sunflower, beautiful sunflowers that are abloom all around here in our garden. We have calendula, so calendula tending to our inner fire and also to the flow and the fluids and our lymph to make sure that all of that energy is being moved throughout us. We also have rosemary, this beautiful herb of protection and supporting our health, especially around infection. Rosemary with this lovely warming energy that is awakening and enlivening. And heart remedies, we also have hawthorn, of course, our hawthorn tree and hawthorn berries. And one of my favorites, rose, wild rose. Rose has been such deep medicine for me since moving to Oregon, especially, like very viscerally working with rose in such a deep way over the years in a variety of ways. but rose has a special place in my heart, just in my lineage, in my maternal line. I remember, well, rose is one of my mom's favorite flowers, and she always told me she wanted a tattoo of rose, which I thought was amusing. And maybe one day I will get one in her honor. That has crossed my mind. I haven't been called to do so just yet. But rose, also a favorite of my grandmother, her mother, my abuela, who literally had all the things scented in rose, so I just remember going to my abuela's house and staying overnight, and she would have this cold cream and rose oil all in beautiful enveloping rose smell. And I just really make that connection with anything rose. And rose having those prickly thorns that maintain those boundaries, just as our heart has that pericardium and the protective layers, as well as our rib cage. There's the protection for our heart, because it's so important to protect this beautiful sacred portal that we have, and such an important organ in our body that literally might even be our primary brain. It has an electromagnetic activity level that's, I think it's been said 5,000 times that of the brain. So we are heart led first with our senses, and even with our presence. When you commune with someone else, our heart aura, or if you want to use scientific terms, that electromagnetic field is so far forward beyond our brain and our brain frequency and field, that's what we meet people and the world around us with first. So rose really sort of encompassing that like layer of protection, but that beauty that is there that you can tap into and be with, and such sweet, sweet medicine. So if any of those pique your interest or stand out for you, I encourage you to sit with them, commune with these plant allies in the ways that you feel most called to. It doesn't mean that you have to even ingest them or take them in. It could be sitting with them, and getting to know them and their energy and their embodiment and self-expression. And that's one of the things with Leo season 2 is really seeing with all of your senses and body, and like that felt sense, how these beautiful flowers express themselves audaciously, without apologies, next to one another, without comparison, with all perfection and imperfections. It's all perfect, right? And so really taking in that medicine of how they show up and express themselves in the world, that is deep, deep Leo medicine. Okay, so coming back to this energy of this new moon, this is the energy that is supporting you in your full self-expression, your unique self, your essence, your gifts, your voice, creatively sharing that with the world. What would that be? Here we have Jupiter that is playing a role here, definitely in this new moon. An active planet. Jupiter is the planet of abundance, of expansion. So when you bring these two energies together, it's like hearts ablaze, set on fire, that self-expression and creative energy just expanding out into the world. And the world definitely needs more of this. It needs more heart and soul. It needs more heart energy. And this new moon offers this opportunity, this frequency that we can really ride upon. So moments after this new moon, Jupiter stations retrograde. So this makes its energy doubly strong and more influential. In astrology, Jupiter is considered to bring optimism and really allowing us to see the silver lining, so to speak, of things. So if you feel like there's some challenges going on, or you're actually in a contracted space and you're feeling like, I don't know if I can tap into this big energy, I want you to welcome the influence of Jupiter here and to really support you in looking at what is the highest reasoning behind a challenge that's going on in your life. If you can connect to that, what are ways that you can ask for support and guidance if need be? So really bringing in this uplifted way of being with this challenge and utilizing this energy to do so. There's also Uranus, and Uranus is in Taurus until October, where there's a crescendo that's going to be happening around that time. But there's this conjunction of Mars, Uranus, and North Node. This can be seen as sort of like this ignition point. And we might see some big radical changes. When we look at Uranus, Uranus is the planet of freedom. It's the planet of awakening and clarity. It's often linked to the galactic. And a lot of times, things that come in with that Uranus energy and spin can kind of be shocking. It could be like a big radical change or shift, or like a shocking truth that comes to light. And the Uranus-North Node conjunction, in a lot of circles that I've been connecting in with, this conjunction is being viewed as this rising of our collective destiny, our journey together as a collective. So you may definitely be feeling this in your own life as an individual, but definitely there's an impact on the collective, like raising our collective destiny together. So with that kind of level of change, a lot of times things break down, right? Break down to break through. Old world things. So we might see that things that we used to rely upon may not be there anymore, may not be so reliable anymore. I know that I've been experiencing this on a lot of levels personally in my life, but I see this pattern with so many people that I'm supporting and talking to. So it doesn't feel comfortable, right? That does not feel super comfortable, but you could say that it's sort of that little nudge that we need to reevaluate things and to create things that like create a new world that actually operates better in a more uplifting and supportive way for the collective versus the path that we've really been going down, which is just self-destructive, to be honest. So we are really being not just invited into, but this is like an up-leveling and escalation of our collective consciousness so that we can move and shift into a higher timeline of our destiny. Like I've talked about timelines and timeline shifting before, that you can change your destiny. You can shift timelines, and we have the power to do that as a collective as well. So inevitably, we're going to experience some level of chaos with anything that is like that. And we might see the beginnings of that, or just like sort of some peaks of that with this new moon. So I want you to remember that if you're feeling like your world is a little rocky or unsettling or challenging, can you tap into that silver lining? Can you tap into the goodness and the higher reasoning behind some of these disappointments or challenges? This is also a time to set really bold intentions and to recommit to your dreams. Remember your dreams. Like, what were your dreams initially? And can you connect to those and to your truth? What are some intentions, that the boldest intentions that you hold that maybe you're even shameful of, or you are afraid to share because it's maybe just too big? The bigness is just too much. I want you to be bold and brave and ride the wave of this Leo new moon energy and that Jupiter energy of expansion and abundance, and to set that intention and allow this opportunity to really tap into and radiate our glow, our special something, our innate gifts, and to initiate our sense of leadership, especially in our own lives, because who else is going to do it?
You don't want anybody else running your life, right? You have to run your life. But what type of leader do you want to be if you're going to be running your life? That's who I want you to step into for this new moon. I was talking about the electromagnetic field. If you haven't heard of the Heart Math Institute, it's a pretty awesome organization that really studies the power of the heart and scientifically and bridging that with the spiritual. So I encourage you to take a look into them, but they really look at heart coherency and that as being one measure of health and sort of navigating your emotions and your health through monitoring your heart rate variability. And I mentioned the electromagnetic field of the heart being 5,000 times greater than that of the brain. That I'm getting from Heart Math Institute. Supposedly, there's 40,000 brain neurons in the heart as well. So the heart is definitely more than just this organ that pumps blood, right? I think that's an old story. The heart, the ancients and the indigenous and the elders always knew the heart as the portal. And dropping into coherence by dropping into the heart space, feeling that peace, joy, love, it's absolutely a game changer. And you can pass on this level of coherence through co-regulation with others. So this coherence is actually infectious. When you can tap into and hold that space, and that's where that leadership quality is, and the power of Leo as this heart holder, is that you can assist others in dropping into coherence as well through co-regulation. And I think that's really, really critical in this time, especially with our children, with our partners, with even people that we haven't gotten along with or that we continue to have arguments with. Like, can you drop into the field of love and look at everything through that lens of love? There is the belief, and I hold this belief, that to transform these challenges, and even when we look at the spiritual realms, like these pathological entities or demons, if you want to call them, these gremlins, and we've talked about mental gremlins, it is through love. It is through love that they are transformed. And the highest form of love, right? It can't be like a bypassy kind of love. Got to be like this true love. And I honestly feel like that's one of the things that we are so severely deficient in and lacking in terms of our collective relationships, like relational ways of being, is we've forgotten that sacred reciprocity, and we've forgotten that dropping into that heart space makes everything better. So ride this wave of this big heart energy with this new moon in Leo. And how can you apply that in your life right now in a very tangible way and in a practical way? Because, I'm all about taking this bigness and making it practical, because this is Earth School. We are here for it, right? And every little bit of our lives really matters. So I have a channeling for you as well, and 2 tarot cards that are connected in with Leo that you can sit with and meditate with. And I love doing that. I love sitting in with these archetypes, and especially the archetypes in the major arcana, really tapping in and asking for their guidance and just sitting with it. Our strength card, the strength card, which so often has a lion on the picture, and the sun card. 2 beautiful cards that are really big, vibrant energy. I want you to connect in with those and see what gifts they have for you, what teachings, lessons you can receive through connection of strength and the sun. Before I leave you, I know I'm going quick today. This is like that rapid fire energy I'm talking about. I have a channeling for you. So this is a channeling I received, and almost like unprompted, I was kind of going about, and then it just started coming through, so I had to catch it, so to speak. So here is an Akashic channeling for this new moon in Leo, and I hope it lands in your hearts in just the right way. So here we go. In the air, suspended as if to say, here I am. your greatest fear and dream come true. I'm your everything, wrapped in a pretty package, waiting to be opened, received, delivered straight into your heart. Ready or not, here I am with arms and eyes wide open. No cherry on top required, for the finishing touches are provided through your unique expression, your life well lived, your gifts unveiled and unleashed. Unbridled ecstasy in motion, like a pack of wild horses running with the songs of the wind. Say hello to your ancient future. Divine design dancing, wheel of fortune turning with your every step and misstep. Revolution is what we are painting, not by numbers, but by grace and forgiveness and acceptance. Full-hearted, not foolhardy. Into the ring, full swing and blow of fire that can't be extinguished. Rapidly rising, roaring, soaring, high and mighty. No beginning, no end, just love, eternally. And that was our channeling for this new moon in Leo. I'm going to sit with this one. You know, they come in really fast and I just put it out and then I have to sit with it just like everybody else. So I'm definitely going to sit with this new moon. I hope that it sparks something in you. And one of the things that I do want to end with is this call and invitation for you to really get honest, truthful with yourself, and look at the areas in your life where you are hiding or playing small, because that is not big Leo fire energy. That needs to change. Maybe it's in your workspace. Maybe it's in your family system and constellation. Maybe it's in your community. Maybe it's in your own mind where you are playing small. You're hiding. I want you to make a commitment that you're at least going to open up that closet door and take one foot step out. You don't need to do the full shebang and come out. Maybe it's just 1 foot. What would that look like for you? And can you ride that wave? Can you feel the love that comes through when you say yes to yourself and to your bigness and allness, your full self-expression and embodiment? We need this. We need it in this world. I feel that so, so deeply. The biggest reason why I am providing this program, this mentorship that I had mentioned in the beginning, the Wildly Intuitive Practitioner Pathway, for me, it's expressing in helping to support and provide the sacred container for those who feel called to be of service. Maybe you're a practitioner. Maybe you're a struggling empath who knows that you have these gifts, but you just don't know what to do with them. And you know that you're being called to high service, but maybe you don't know what that is just yet. Or maybe you are a more conventionally leaning practitioner, or you're in a situation, a workspace that doesn't allow you to express your fullness of your gifts and to incorporate that spiritual component that is so, so fundamental for healing. I'm creating this program for you, and this is a co-collaboration. So the folks that have stepped in and will continue to step into this container have said yes to connecting with one another and uplifting each other. This is a practitioner mentorship and mastermind, which means that together we are going to make these beautiful radical shifts in support of one another. So that's my why behind this container. It's because we needed this yesterday. This is really being guided by spirit. I am not in the driver's seat. I am merely the guide and here to make it happen on this earth plane in the practical way. And I just want to put out that call to anybody who really feels resonant with us and wanting to know more, to really sign up, apply for a chance to, number one, watch that private training that I have available to you that I spoke of in the intro, but also to say yes to yourself and this opportunity to step in and gather with this incredible container with amazing humans and to ride the waves of this Leo season, starting with this new moon and that big Jupiter energy, big hair, I don't care energy. Ride the wave of that and say yes to yourself. So whether or not you choose to apply and explore this possibility of the program, I want you to do it in your own life. I want you to take that step out of the closet of smallness, of hiding, of excuses, of not enoughness, because you are enough. You're here. You are here in existence because you're more than enough, and we need your medicine. Whatever it is, we need your medicine. So with that big Leo energy, I'm sending you so much love and fire heart hugs to you and yours this season. Take care. So many blessings, and I will see you on the other side.
Hey there, I made something for you. One of the biggest challenges that I hear from people is that they are feeling stuck when it comes to their health. You're a smart, capable, and creative change maker, right? And you know what you should be doing for your health. So what gives? Well, it's not about willpower. And I wanted to create something that would help you to unlearn the things that are keeping you stuck so that you can get out of your own way and master the mindset of health. That's why I created Wildly Unstuck, where you'll learn the top 5 things that I have found to sabotage your health goals and what to do about them. You'll learn what it really takes to become committed and unstoppable when it comes to your health goals, and find the clarity you've been looking for so you know exactly what to do to get back into alignment. And I made it totally free. So if this is something that you want to dive into and create a vision and soul goals for your health and your life, and bring your gifts to the world, because we know that we need it, then I invite you to join us in Wildly Unstuck. You can find that at wildlyrooted.com/unstuck. I'll see you on the other side.